Okay, this is recording now, so... Alright. Hey guys, it's Elsie and Rob here in the same room, because I'm the one who actually bothered to come to America. Because numbnuts here won't bother to make the trip. But we're going to do the answers to our Q&A, which we posted about a month or so ago. And we've gone through the questions, and we're just going to answer like what we feel are like the nicest ones. We're just going to dive straight in there.
Let me just go on and get my reading glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, I gotta, alright, because I can't see from this far away. I got my,
He's also so tall that,
glasses.
like, yeah, the perv glasses.
the perv,
when he
right.
sits up straight, look. He doesn't even fit in the camera.
This is the lower half of Rob, speaking on behalf of the upper half of Rob, saying, he needs to shave.
No, you don't. Right, we're gonna go straight to our first question, which is from William Hanekom? I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that properly. Hanekom. William. If there would be a video game with everything you love in it, what would be the title? You can answer this one. If you had a game with anything that you loved in it, what would it be called?
Super awesome fun time.
But those aren't things.
No, super awesome fun time. It says if you could have a video game with everything you love in it, what would the title be? That's the question.
So,
because I'll be doing things that were super and awesome and fun, and it's a grand old time.
That sounds like the best game ever. I
It
would
is
totally
the best
play
game
that.
ever, because there would be zombies, there would be naked Asian chicks, I would always have people sleeping with me.
It's like one of those like interactive sex games. Mine would be something like...
Something boring, I'm sure.
Super horror chocolate cake. Because I love cake.
Oh,
and
way to be original.
I love horror movies, or super horror chocolate cake, curvy women.
And Knuckles.
Well, I'm kind of like, I love everything girly and pink and glittery and pretty, but I also love everything dark, depressing, and morbid and horror. So something that combines the two. That's why I kind of thought Lollipop Chainsaw was quite a cool idea, because she's like, you know, a super cute blonde cheerleader, but she's like hacking up zombies. So something along the lines of that. So it'd be someone that, you know, like a curvy nerd chick who eats cake as a power-up but has to go around killing zombies in like a Left 4 Dead style. I don't know, something like that. The next question is from Nexils, who we love, who has been like following us for a while now.
Thanks
so
for constantly being around.
Yeah. If you woke up in each other's bodies one day, so Elsie trapped in Rob's body and vice versa, and you had to spend 24 hours like that, what would you do in those 24 hours? If you were in my body, what would you do?
Lesbian sex. The questions usually come up like that, like, you know, what if you were a girl and you're a guy, but what if you're a guy and you were a girl? Or that's the same fuck. Anyway, yeah, everybody would play with the parts that they don't have to see how they work. And then you go about and get away with everything.
Yeah.
Like I would get away with, you know, the standard, like you get pulled over by a police officer, like, oh, sorry, officer.
But it doesn't work that way.
Oh, you'd be
like,
surprised.
people think like it's so easy for women to just get out of everything because they're women, but this is why we have feminism. I'm not going to get into that because that's just fatal on the internet.
I will ruin you.
If I was Rob, though, I would probably just walk around just being taller than everybody and just
ducking under everything.
Yeah.
I think that would be one perk about you, is that I haven't been small for a very long time.
I'm not that small.
I know you're not that small, but you're small.
I'm smaller than you, but then
most
who
people
isn't?
I know.
Really?
Yeah, I would want to know what it's like to be an adult and be small. And not a child and be small, because I'm so used to walking around, ducking under trees and shit. And
that's what I do. I'd like be you and be really tall, or I'd like run. I'd play some basketball as you, because I'd actually be tall enough to like get it into the hoop. Yeah, exactly. Our next question is from BlueLord_101, and it says, "How the fuck did you two meet? That's all, and arigato gozaimasu."
How we met? It was a dark and stormy night, and
oh my god.
I was walking around outside, and
just stop. That wasn't good. I shouldn't have done that. We met. We were both cast as in a Street Fighter fan dub from someone that we both knew. I was cast as Cammy, and you were cast as
Dalsum.
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 What? What?
Yes.
So the guy hosting it thought it would be a good idea if like everybody got together on Skype
And
like,
knew each other
and
and
talked to each
talked and
other.
shit.
So, and then like me and him started talking afterwards, and at first I thought he was really weird because like he just messaged me and be like, hi, and I was like, hello. So like, I thought I used to think he was like super creepy, which was quite funny, and then we ended up becoming like best friends. So
A friend of mine, I would stream on her channel, which is still floating around, but it's defunct on Twitch now, called The Gaming Tablet. And I was streaming with the girl and Scoot, and I was like, hey, do you mind if I invite this British chick in? And then it just continued on from there.
it just went from there. It was like kind of a gradual thing, and then we ended up like doing Happy Waffle Gaming and stuff, and then I actually wasn't supposed to be a member of Happy Waffle Gaming. Like I started off as just like a guest, and then we just kind of deducted from there that I may as well become a member because I was pretty much active in everything that they were doing.
I wasn't supposed to be a member of Happy Waffle either.
You were?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was just Casey and Dex.
Oh,
They
right.
started it.
Yeah, so we were both just kind of like...
Just happened.
This next question is from Azure Blaze. He actually had 3 questions, but we're just going to answer the first one.
Yeah, and Azure is also someone common, so thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. If you were a Pokemon, what would you be and why? To be honest, I don't really know. I don't want to say like I'd be a legendary or something because...
Who cares?
Yeah. I'd probably be like a flying Pokemon or like... I don't actually know, it's really difficult to answer. What would you be?
Lugia. Here's the thing, people are like, oh, legendaries. Legendaries are just as easy to kill as all the others.
No, I know, but I
like,
mean like everyone's automatic go-to is like, oh, I'd be Kyogre or...
I'm not saying Lugia because, you know, he's awesome, he's Mewtwo, he's strongest, because Lugia's not actually all that strong, but if you know how to use him, he's a great wall.
Yeah.
I choose Lugia simply because of his design. His wings are hands, and yet somehow he can fly. I like his little, like, Batman thing for his eyes that he's got going on.
I love how in the movie when he flies, he's got like flight mode and like the little things on his back come up. And when he goes into the water, they go down. It's like, what the fuck difference is that?
Also, that's another thing. He's most of his attacks are like ice type.
Yeah.
Even though he's not, is he a flying ice?
He's a flying and psychic, I think.
I'll have to look. Most of his attacks involve some sort of like ice.
I'll
or
have a
snow.
look. This is bothering me now. I'm gonna have a look at Lugia. It
but,
would be fun to fly around.
Yeah, it'd be fun to fly around.
But then in the film, he just spends most of the time under the water, and I'm trying to look something up. My phone is frozen.
Great. Just like my computer is frozen.
Technology loves that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's psychic and flying.
Psychic
so,
and flying. Okay.
Yeah. I would probably.
I almost threw up.
Just now.
Yeah. So the next question comes from Gammer. Gamma. I don't know if it's Gamma or
Gamma
Gamer.
one. Gamma. No, it's
No,
Gamma.
it's ER.
Yes, that's what it says. Gamma.
Ga-
Gammer. That's Gamma.
Okay.
Gamma 161.
Thank you. It asked, what do you find funny / what kind of humor makes you laugh the most, Rob? Because you never laughed during the Try Not to Laugh challenge. When I was in grade school, I had a nickname, and it was Giggles. Because I laugh at everything. I laugh literally at everything. Everything is hilarious. I mean, the word flamingo, what the hell? But in regards to the Try Not to Laugh challenges, I just have an iron will. Like, I know how to just stop and not laugh and stuff like that. And that comes from upbringing. So what exactly do I find funny? Everything, but I think the stuff that I find the most funny is like really, really stupid shit.
Yeah, that
like,
you laugh at like the dumbest stuff.
Rick
like,
and Morty, anything on Rick and Morty, anything on The Simpsons. Even today, there's some shit on there that's still hilarious. Monty Python. It's like stupid slapstick. If you watch any episode of Tom and Jerry, and I will laugh at it. No matter how often I see it, I will laugh at it.
See, I kind of find the weirdest things funny, which you don't find that funny. Like, there have been times when I've, like, shown them a video or something. Like, we usually find the same stuff funny.
Yeah.
But there have been times where I've shown them something and, like, it's so fucking random. And then I'm just, like, pissing myself laughing and they're all like...
Okay.
And, like, that's... Like, I don't...
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is?
Did you laugh at that?
Oh, hell yeah! I showed that to my brother. I was like, do you find this funny? He was just like... No, it's fucking stupid.
But it's so funny.
He's like, I don't get it. Like, you don't live on the internet.
Yeah, there's a certain type of humour that's like cultivated if you spend a lot of time on the internet. Like YouTube poops, I find really funny.
Oh, that Harry Potter one. I don't like Harry Potter, but you showed me this one Harry
you
Potter
like
one.
Harry Potter?
I hate Harry Potter.
Just get out.
Anyway, I don't go. Out of all the games you've played on the channel, what game was your favorite and least favorite to play?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really like ever played anything which I've kind of been. I think there was one game which I found kind of boring. What was it called? Something Exorcism?
Extreme Exorcism.
Extreme Exorcism.
Yeah, because
I thought that was kind of, it was a nice idea, but I got a little bit bored playing it. Like, I kind of thought, like, no offense to the people that made the game, but I thought it was cool. But
samey.
yeah, I have very little patience at the best of times. I think one of the funniest things I've had, like when we played together, is probably Galaxy Angel. Like that was really funny, like because it was just so fucking stupid. Like those dating games that people make are just absolutely ridiculous. And I enjoy playing like horror games, like playing.
Yeah, but if you need to narrow it down, what is your favorite and least favorite?
Yeah, I know, but I can't pick one. Probably my least. I can't. I'd have to look at a list of everything we've done because we've done so much stuff. My favorite is probably Galaxy Angel. And my least favourite is probably that Extreme Exorcism game because I just wasn't really that into it.
I was going to say Galaxy Angel too, but you stole my goddamn thunder. I would probably have to say Galaxy Angel simply because it was just very random.
Ridiculous.
And it's because it's hilarious. We were the stupidest we've ever been. Like, I mean, looking for mint and I'm like, ah!
Yeah.
And then, you know,
that's like a classic moment.
My least favorite game to play, this was during a stream, was Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Yeah, no, I wasn't too insane about that. I think Five Nights at Freddy's in general is just kind of like got blown up a little bit too much.
I'm not super awesome on games out of the same game that come out like 3 months at a time. Like that drives me crazy, and I get bored of it really fast. Like Slender, back when Slender was popular, I loved the first Slender game. But they just kept putting out more and more and more and more, like months at a
like
time.
they really.
And I was just, this is the same fucking game.
Well, if you've got a good thing, I think maybe quit while you're ahead a little bit.
Well, to be perfectly fair, the guy who made the first Slender game, he didn't make all those others. He made a sequel.
Yeah, no, I know that, but like the people that kept making it afterwards, it was kind of like, okay, guys, like stop, you know, it's just stop making them. But yeah, that's our answer. Our next question, or next questions, we really like these questions. Oh, I bashed the keyboard. We really like these questions, so we want to do answer both of them. This is from Volpe3 Fuego. Sorry if I didn't get that right. Who or what do you draw most of your overall inspiration from? Now, knowing you, you're gonna go on a huge tangent, but keep it simple. So you go.
I will try. In terms of like creativity and shit like that, I really get into fight scenes. Like if I watch like a fight scene, it just gets me in the mood to like, oh, I have these characters I have in mind and they could be fighting, and that gets me going. Another thing that I draw inspiration from, and this seems a little self-centered a little bit, but when I tell stories, if I tell my stories to my characters like O'Reilly, Patrick Futurus, if I'm explaining these stories to someone like Elsie or someone who's never heard them, and I explain how the characters work, it gets me really excited, especially if the person who's listening is invested in what I'm saying. So that's where I draw most of my inspiration from. What about you?
I think probably, I know this is a bit of a generic answer, but probably my parents are two people who really inspire me because although my parents are very different, like my dad, both of them my dad and my mum, like both of them share the same viewpoint in terms of they're both very, they always tell me to do what I want to do. Like they've never ever suppressed me in any way, and they've always been like, if you want to do something, then nothing can stop you, you should do it. And that always really helps. Like when I'm feeling depressed, all I have to do is go and talk to my mum and she'll make me feel better, like everything's just okay. And same with my dad, like I just get immediate like inspiration and, you know, comfort from when I have a conversation with him. In terms of like my non-generic and soppy answer, I get a lot of inspiration from my overall like demeanor, probably from Bayonetta. I know that sounds stupid, but she's really
cheeky.
She's really confident in who she is, and like, you know, she's very sexy without being too obviously sexy, and she's
fun.
She's also, yeah, she's fun. She's a really great role model, you know, in terms of like, she doesn't need anybody to save her. She's really powerful. So I don't know, like, just playing that game just makes me feel really good.
So does that also answer your favorite video game character?
Pretty much, yeah. The second question was, who's your favorite video game character? And I'm just going to go on and answer that and say it is Bayonetta. She is pretty much everything. She is love. She is life.
What would you ask Bayonetta?
Oh, is that more of the question? Oh, if you ask, I would just ask her, where'd she get her glasses from? Because I want them. No, I don't know.
So, who's your favorite video game character? That's an interesting question. Because there's quite a few that I can think of off the top of my head. I think I would have to go with John Marston from Red Dead Redemption. I would say Yuri Lowell, but John Marston, I think, is my favorite character out of anything. Games, books, whatever. He's my favorite character. He's very interesting. I'm not going to say what happens at the end of his game,
no, we haven't finished
we
it
didn't
yet.
get there yet. He's very... He has a dark past. Like, you know, he was abandoned as a child. He was an orphan. He got picked up by a gang of thieves. I said this in our top 10. Picked up by a gang of thieves and all that such. And he was taught to be like a type of Robin Hood type character. And then he realized that what he was doing was wrong after he got shot and left dead. And he tries to change his ways. And he tries so hard. He does everything he can for his family. He wants to change. He doesn't want to be in this life anymore. And no matter what, he will protect his family. I think that's a great role model.
Yeah.
And now, if I could ask him one question, I think I would ask him what drives him. Because like you've seen so far, he gets into these ridiculous, overwhelming situations. I'm like, why don't you just give up?
But some people don't.
Yeah,
and I also just realised that the person who asked these questions is my friend Jen.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise that it said Jen at the bottom, so I'm so sorry.
Sorry, Jen.
I always forget that this is your YouTube channel, so I'm really sorry. So these questions are from my friend Jen, who is absolutely amazing, and I love you.
I want to answer the last two.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. You've asked some really good questions, Jen. Which video game world / environment would you be more willing to explore?
For me, it's a toss-up between Hyrule and Pokemon.
Yeah, I'd love to be in the Pokemon world. Like, ever since I was little, I've always, like, wished that there's something about the Pokemon world which just gives me such a nice feeling.
And they're based on real places.
Yeah, no, I know. And, I think... Oh, God. I don't know. These are hard ones. Wow, there's so many choices. Probably like the Sonic world, actually, because you could just freaking like run.
Will you be your own original character?
Yes. Yeah. Not a Sonic recolor. But yeah, no, and probably like, oh God, I don't know, like some kind of RPG world. Like, there's too many to choose from.
I think if I were to narrow it down, it would be a toss-up between Hyrule and Pokemon. Pokemon because that world's interesting, and you know, capturing these creatures, and you know, not just having battles with them, but obtaining these friendships with these things, and it's almost like a collectathon. It's kind of weird, it's kind of sadistic a little bit.
But I think the one thing I like about like Pokemon is that the fact that it's such a community, like everybody's doing the same thing, and it's all revolved around the same thing, like, you know, and just who wouldn't want that? Like, oh, it's so amazing.
I think Hyrule, mainly because of the fantasy setting. Like, it's not like you look at some of these RPGs or fantasy games and it's like, oh, elf or orc, and they reuse the same elements. Hyrule doesn't. They have their own mythos, their own creatures. I mean, like, yeah, the Hyruleans look like elves, and there are humans.
But it's pretty much its own.
But then you have Gorons, and then you have Zora, and then you have
it's
Deku.
like it's its own fantasy development. Yeah, so probably like the same with me for that answer. Like, there's so many games I'd like to be like in part of the environment in, but that's a really good question. So our next question is from GamerGuy3000, who also follows us, so thank you very much. And the question is, Rob and Elsie, what were your high school lives like, and was it hard? For me, basically, I went to a school in my city, and it had a really, really good reputation. Like, the education was always highly rated. Like, we had to wear ties in our uniform. It was that kind of school. So it had a really good reputation for being a good school, but I was bullied really, really, really badly. So badly that I had to leave the school was terrible at dealing with bullying. So like, for example, I went to my form tutor once and I was like, these people are bullying me. I had to tell her because it had been going on for so long. And her response was, you need to forgive and forget your bullies, and then sent me to my next lesson with them. So as soon as I told my mum that, she was like, nah, you're leaving, you're going right now. So she sent the letter and I didn't go back. And then after that, I joined another school which was really chavvy and had a bad reputation, but I met all my friends there, had the best time ever. Still got like flack from people, like some bullies, but this time I had friends, so it was different, so we all dealt with it. But the school was amazing at dealing with bullying, like they took it very, very seriously. So it was the complete opposite of the other one. So it didn't have such a great reputation. It wasn't as well, you know, financed, but it was amazing. Like I had a really good remainder of high school years there. So, oh, I keep knocking that bloody keyboard.
I hate it too. So my high school experience was awesome. I was bullied as well. I was bullied pretty hard in grade school, but in high school it just kind of stopped. I went to an all-guy Catholic school. I went to Catholic school my entire life, but I went to an all-male Catholic school. And there was just this feeling of camaraderie. There was like, since there was no women there, there was really no one to impress, really. I mean, there was occasionally, like, the sister school was in the same lot, and occasionally there'd be some girls that came over for some classes, usually like Spanish or French. There was really no one to impress. Freshman year, there was like a little bit of bullying, and then we're like, what the fuck's the point? This is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, which is good. My high school was great. It was amazing. One of the rules in our school was you were gay if you didn't act gay. It was... There's something called dunking.
Top band.
Yes.
So our last main question is from Sweet Scented Dream, and the question is, do you think you'd survive in a horror game? If no or yes, why not?
By the way, Sweet Scented Dreams also.
Yeah,
so
thank you so much. I like to think that I would survive in a horror game, but to be honest, I'm not very fit. I get good bursts of adrenaline and I can sprint away if I need to. And I'm quite good at being careful. Like, I've always been pretty cautious and careful my whole life anyway, so I wouldn't get into like a dumb situation unless I got extremely unlucky. It kind of depends what the horror game is. Like, if it was like Silent Hill, I'd probably have some like really fucked up monsters coming out of my head. And if it was like a zombie game, again, it depends if it was like Left 4 Dead or a slow, like Resident Evil. Like Resident Evil, I'd probably survive.
Well, it depends on what
version
of
the
zombies.
But the zombies are different. Like, if they're running zombies, I'd probably be fucked, to be honest. But if they're like slow zombies, then
like in the first 3.
Yeah, there are ways to, like, you know. So I like to think I would survive, but in real life, I don't know how well I do.
Everyone likes to think that, oh, I could survive a zombie apocalypse, or oh, I could survive a ghost house and stuff like that. I'm like, well, no, first of all, you're talking out of your ass because you don't have that experience. None of us have that fucking experience.
Exactly.
So we can't really say. I mean, I would say, like, somebody who... who was a Boy Scout and was trained to, like, you know, survive in the wilderness, stuff like that, would probably have a better chance than somebody who just sits behind a computer. My chance of surviving a horror game, it really depends. Is it like a gore horror game? Is it a psychological horror game? Because if it's psychological horror game like Silent Hill, like Elsie, some crazy shit's going to be coming out of my head, and I don't know how well I can deal with it. I mean, my nightmares, I rarely get nightmares, but when I get them, they are... Fuck. I had a nightmare one time. I was vomiting raw meat that had maggots coming out of it, and
That's so generic.
And
That's
I couldn't get it out,
ring.
and I was pulling it out. I just kept pulling it and pulling it out. When I think about it, could I survive a horror game? I would like to say to a point.
Yeah, that's the same with me. Like,
I don't know if I will live through it, but I think I can get through a lot of it based on my skill set. If I don't survive, it's probably going to be a situation where I'm like, go! Get out of here! Go now! Go! And I just sacrifice myself.
Yeah, I can picture you doing that.
I just have that feeling. So, you know.
Pretty much the same answer though. I think it depends. It depends
really
on what kind of
depends.
horror it is, and it depends. Like, we like to think we would survive, but who knows? We don't know. We've never been in that situation. So to finish off, a lot of you were asking us questions like, are we going to finish that game? Are we going to finish this game? Ones like Mario Maker and Clock Tower 2 and all that stuff. We will probably do more of some of them. Regarding Clock Tower 2, which I started like 3 years ago, I really want to try and finish it, but right now the reason why I'm not carrying on with it is because the game's pretty much glitched, like I'm trapped, so I'm probably going to have to resume it from like a different point and carry on. We'll probably do more Mario Maker because it's pretty fun. And every other game, like if we haven't done more of it now, then we probably, unless we're doing it like right now, like Resident Evil 4 and Red Dead, then we probably won't come back to it if it's like a one-shot.
I have plans for finishing Yoshi's Island.
Oh yeah, no, I'd like to finish that, yeah.
And we have been looking for another dating sim.
So yeah, in answer to that, we will come back to some and some we won't, because we got a lot of questions asking if we're going to come back to different things. So we will, we might not. You'll just have to tune in and wait and see.
Yep. But thank you guys for questions. We might do another one of these.
Yeah, like if
eventually.
you have more questions, then we'll try and make another video or something. So thank you so much, guys, if you watched all of these. So subscribe.
Like,
comment,
wherever
follow
it's
us.
going to be put
Follow
by the time you
us
watch
on
this.
Facebook and Twitter because that's the best way to keep updated with what we're doing. And we'll see you all in another video. Bye! My arm just clicked. Ow.
This is a creepy way to wave.
It really is.
And the Queen's wave. Fucking British bitch.